all right. Says we are live. Let's check it out. Salute to the mighty LDBC. Much love to the chat. Those of y'all that's in the building early. Smash the like button as you come on in. I say smash the like button as you come on in. We're going to talk a little boxing in the AM. Share the video and spread the word to the ends of the earth. 78 Sports TV is live, you dig. All right, let's scroll up, see what we got in the building thus far in the AM. Gabe Moore in the building, Jalen Hudson, the homie Ronnie Keno, Coach 67, I Am Waffles in the building, Benjamin, Tamir Ali, the homie Insane up in here, Dane Watson, Isaiah W, OG Marcus, TJ Boxing and Sports, Joseph Brown, Steve O'Sly, King Strict in the building, Justin Jacobs, Southwest Dice, Will Sinclair, Texas Red up in here, XB Black Ice. Shout out to the brother AB is in the building in the super chat early, coming through with the support. Appreciate the love. He says, salute General in the chat. Much love, AB. Appreciate it. Vincent Williams, 88 Sports Talk. K Mac, the homie, Brandon Adam Perry, Shogun 76 is in the building. St. Louis mix up in here. Craig in the building. Giovanni, what it do? Jelly Bean. Let's see here. Jeff, the producer, is in the building. St. Louis mix. Absolutely. Y'all get the likes all way up. Tweet the algorithm because you already know what time it is. We ain't got to repeat ourselves every day. If you rock with your boy, bare minimum you can do is hit the like button. I mean, that's the easiest part of the day. Hen Dog is in the building. John Hancock, what's happening with it? CJ Robson, salute to the homie. All right, y'all. Y'all get the likes all the way up, share the video, all that good stuff. Let's talk about it. So, Keith, one-time Thurman will be taking on Sebastian Fundora tomorrow. Big fight for Keith Thurman, fighting for some 154-pound titles. Sebastian Fundora been out of the ring for about a year. Keith Thurman been out for a little while as well. Keith Thurman has been a lot more inactive, a lot less active, I should say, than Sebastian Fundora. Keith Thurman hasn't fought. Well, I think he fought some dude in Australia, I think, last year. All right. What's happening with the Jay Good in the building? Yeah, he fought somebody in Australia last year, I think, but he beat that dude up. But over the last 3 years, last three fights, I think Keith Thurman might have fought 3 fights in 7 years. Right? And prior to that, Keith Thurman was being injured and stuff. He had a lot of injury problems, things of that nature, right? But Keith Thurman has taken it upon himself to call out Errol Spence Jr. And insinuate that Errol is ducking him and all this type of stuff. And he has some choice words for Terrence Crawford as well. And Keith Thurman has some things to say about Clarissa Shields. I did a little something. I talked about that yesterday. So, first, let's deal with the Clarissa Shields thing, and then we'll go backwards, and we'll talk about what happened with the Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford situation. So, when it comes to the Clarissa Shields situation, Keith Thurman, we all know was called out by Clarissa Shields, and the media keep pushing this narrative. They keep asking all these guys about Clarissa and what she said about them and this and that. So remember a few years ago, Clarissa Shields, or maybe last year, Clarissa was talking about she can beat Keith Thurman, and she wanted all the smoke with him and all this type of stuff. He too little. Clarissa is obsessed with like beating up on a little guy, or in her mind, this guy's little. You know what I'm saying? That's a real elementary way of thinking about boxing. And it really, I like Clarissa. I do. I really do. But the way she keeps talking about her being bigger than somebody than a man and thinking she can beat up a man because he's smaller than her by weight is ridiculous. But anyway, so Keith Thurman, first he dismissed it. He was dismissed it for a long time, but yesterday he was asked by the media about it, and Keith said, Clarissa, he respect her, for what she's done for the sport, and he admires her career and all of that. He said, but she's a woman with an erection. Okay, I think we all understand that, and that's the same analogy I use when I say she wants to pee standing up. You know what I'm saying? Clarissa is not happy being the GOAT. She's not happy being the greatest woman of all time. She doesn't understand what that actually means. She hasn't really embraced that because she wants more and more and more. You know what I'm saying? And that's a dangerous thing when you're never satisfied. You know what I'm saying? You never, I understand that, uh, uh, but there's levels to that. It's okay to not be satisfied when you're striving for greatness and your goals, but uh, when you don't take a moment to appreciate what you've done, what you've accomplished, and where you are right now, when you don't take a moment to really embrace that, you know what I'm saying, then you can sometimes do yourself a disservice. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the journey, appreciate where you came from and where you're going and where you are right now. And unfortunately, Clarissa is obsessed, and she can try to clean it up now, but she's obsessed with beating up a dude one day. She really wants to do it. So, Keith Thurman, I think, was absolutely within his rights to say that she's a woman with an erection, meaning she's masculine. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that she put off a lot of masculine energy. So Clarissa can't get mad at nobody for critiquing her when she continues to put out this type of masculine energy. Dudes are going to criticize you. That's just what it is. Now, let's get to Keith. Y'all smash the like button, share the video, all that good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to my brother Joe Towson up in here representing standing on LDBC business, representing that old Hillside Bourbon Company. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Now, Clarissa, excuse me, not Clarissa, but Keith Thurman has some revisionist history. Keith Thurman is now trying to pretend like he been calling out Errol Spence for years, and that Errol Spence don't want no smoke with him, right? He's trying to give newcomers to the sport the impression that Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford ducked him. These are the lies and fabrications that Keith Thurman wants y'all to believe in. Okay? Salute to the Sensei, Stormy B-Man in the building. Kevin Hill said, I will not be ordering this fight. I'll catch I'll catch the post-fight reaction. Yeah, I ain't ordering either. I'm gonna watch it though. Definitely not ordering it. Yeah, I'm not paying $75 for this fight. It's ridiculous. So now, hold on one second. Let me put this on the screen. Let me put this joke up here. Let me put this pic up here real quick. Put it on up there. All right, but anyway. All right, so Keith Thurman has some revisionist history right now, okay? And he wants y'all to believe that Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford have been avoiding him, all right? Now, we all know that that's cap. Those of us who have been here, those of us who have been followers of the sport of boxing and doing content in the sport of boxing for years, we know the real truth of this. Now, I used to interview Keith Thurman consistently, probably like twice, 3-4 times a month, somewhere up in there, between 2 and 4 times a month. I was interviewing Keith Thurman back in the day. Back in those days, before Keith Thurman became a champion, nobody was checking for Keith Thurman. It was just me, a couple other dudes on YouTube, and a few other outlets maybe talked about Keith Thurman. Everybody else back in that time was pretty much riding the sack of Mayweather and Pacquiao. I was one of the few people supporting Keith Thurman and riding with Keith, right, to take over the welterweight division. Keith Thurman, uh, later on, when he became unified champion, started acting brand new. You know what I'm saying? And I lost all respect for him. You know what I'm saying? I just don't respect the dude no more after what he did. I saw him. I saw him change everything he criticized Floyd and Pacquiao for, to my ducking and dodging and all that kind of stuff. I saw Keith Thurman literally change before my eyes. He would get irritated if you asked him about fighting Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? And that was a problem. See what I'm saying? That's a problem. What's up, DJ Zion Love? What it do? Young Abel, what's happening with it? So now, salute to Stormy. Came through with all his pages. Tiz Frank, what it do? So now, y'all hit that like button. Make sure all the likes is all the way up. So now, Keith Thurman, I remember vividly talking to Keith because I used to have to defend him all the time. When many people was like, yo, because I remember the rise of Errol Spence. I remember Errol Spence only had like 14, 15 fights, and everybody was like, yo, because Keith Thurman was calling out Pacquiao at the time. I mean, calling out Floyd, I should say, at the time. Keith Thurman was in line to fight Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd put Keith Thurman fight off on Errol Spence. He was like, well, Keith Thurman and Errol can fight for one of my belts or whatever. You know, I'll get them one of my belts. They can fight for it, whatever, right? So Keith got mad, rightfully so. He's like, hold up, bro. I'm in line to fight you, and you trying to put me off on somebody else, a young guy that's coming up. And at that time, Errol was a youngster coming up, right? So Errol had his fan base, his loyal fan base, and they was really pushing hard for Errol to get that shot against Keith. And then Keith was like, man, get up out of here. I'm trying to fight Floyd. I'm trying to fight Pacquiao. I'm trying to fight Mike Donna. I'm trying to fight Danny Garcia. I'm trying to fight the big names, right? That's what Keith was talking about at the time. And so Floyd didn't want no smoke with Keith now because, you know, he didn't want no smoke with the young boys. But then, so I'm defending Keith at this time. I'm thinking, okay, well, Keith Thurman, he wants to fight the best guys, and these guys don't want to fight him. Earl won't have to wait his turn. That's why I was saying at first. And then as time went on, Keith started pissing me off because I started seeing he kept making excuses not to fight Earl. First he said Earl need to get a belt, Earl need to do something, this and that. And then Earl fought Kell Brook. And he dominated Kell Brook in a great fight. Over in the UK. So I'm like, okay, it's time now. You know what I'm saying? And then Keith started acting brand new. He started acting weird, like he didn't want no smoke with Earl. He started saying stuff like this. Now I got the interviews. All I gotta do is go dig them up on my old computer. I still got all them MP3 files. I just ain't got time to be listening to all that, trying to find little clips. But all them old interviews I did with Keith, I remember talking to him, and I remember Keith saying stuff like this. Well, when I fight Earl, my trainer Ben Getty used to always say, man, there's nothing wrong with being second. It's nothing wrong with being second because if you're second, then that means, hey, then you tried your best. As long as you try your best, if you're second, then you're the. It's only two in the world. It's only one person in the world better than you. You know what I'm saying? But he just started talking weird. Man, what are you talking about? But it's always when I brought up Errol Spence. So I'm like, what's this dude talking about? Bro, I know you saying Earl gonna beat you? Are you trying to prepare me for Earl beating you or something? So then I started losing confidence in him being able to beat Errol Spence because I could feel the energy shift. You know what I'm saying? I could feel the energy shift. I could hear in his voice that Keith didn't want them type of problems, right? So I'm like, okay, all right. And then I started seeing little things like Keith, how he reacts to pressure. Now we know Sean Porter is a pressure fighter, right? And him and Sean was a good fight, good close fight. But Keith Thurman is used to Sean Porter. He knows Sean Porter very well. They fought many times before the amateurs and stuff and trained together. But Luis Collazo hurt Keith Thurman to the body, right? And Keith got on his bike. And that made me think like, man, maybe Errol, man, I don't know, man. Woo woo. So anyway, bottom line is this: Keith Thurman kept getting injured, and he kept using the excuse that his injuries was the reason why he couldn't fight Errol Spence. But he was still fighting other people. So this is when I knew for sure he was ducking Errol. Forgot what year it was, but Keith Thurman had been gone for a while from boxing. I don't know, a year or two, 3 years or something. And he comes back to fight Pacquiao. He kept saying in order for him to fight Errol Spence, he has to be healed up, his body has to be rested and all that kind of stuff. But then you pushing for the Pacquiao fight. So everybody like, hold up, dog. You pushing for the Pacquiao fight, but you don't want to fight Errol? Like, what? That don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever, bro. So let's take a trip down memory lane and look at some. These ain't my interviews because, like I said, this is on my other computer. But these are some other old interviews.
Sitting right up here, and you're fighting a guy that's held the lightweight title, and while we respect what Mikey's doing, don't you feel like an obligation to have maybe give a chance to one of the great welterweights that's out there?
Well, I mean, that's the fight that's been offered to me. I think that's the big fight in Dallas. And with Sean Porter, I thought that fight was going to happen. It somehow fell out. And with Keith Thurman, he's going to stay injured as long as I keep winning. So, I mean, I don't think me and him ever going to fight. He mess around, retire, I get that WC belt.
Well, Sean and Keith, what's your reaction to it? I mean, I know you respect Mikey and for what he's trying to accomplish, but what does it mean to you to see the best welterweight in the world instead of fighting one of the two other welterweights fighting Mikey?
Well, first off, each one of these fights is a great fight for Errol Spence. Okay, so, and outside of that, I don't know what happened with negotiation with Sean, but obviously when I'm healthy and I'm ready, from beginning, when I stepped on the scene, I said I wanted this belt. I said I wanted that belt. I told you guys I want to grab all the belts, you know? So I'm still on a mission, but my health comes first. In boxing, there are times where what you want today, you're not going to get today, but you can still look forward to tomorrow. Luckily today, I think this is a tremendous fight that's going to happen. I think this is a big opportunity for all of us in working with Fox. And I truly look forward to that up-and-coming fight. I look forward to getting back into the ring, establishing myself as the #1 welterweight champion in the world, getting this belt back, and then negotiating for that big fight with Errol Spence, the one he thinks he'll never get. I'm not Floyd Mayweather, son.
And Sean, if you want to respond.
He has what it takes to take this title away from me, then God bless that man. You know, whoever that man may be. And I know a lot of people think that it's Errol Spence. He calls himself the truth. But if you were raised like I was raised in a biblical household, you know that there's a lot of false prophets.
Chill out. We ain't doing all that. We're not doing all that.
What do you think when he says that about you?
There's a lot of false prophets, baby.
If I'm a false prophet, you got to prove it. You got to prove I'm a false prophet.
Hey, I'm a truth seeker, baby. I seek out the truth.
You don't you got to suit, man. As soon as I won that title, you got injured. You got injured. As soon as I won the title,
look,
you got injured.
Like I don't want more money in my bank account. Like I don't want more money in my bank account.
That WC belt, you gonna retire.
You ain't gonna get it.
How I'm not gonna get it? You gonna get injured again. You gonna get injured again.
Right now, sitting, in such close proximity with Keith, in front of us, knowing that this fight could be the fight that he was saying, potentially a Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns type of fight, in this era, and you, Keith, could you answer the question also?
I mean, my thoughts been what it's been since I was 15-0 when I said, I'll fight Keith Thurman, anybody in the top 5. I mean, like he said, he gotta wait and get ready, and gotta go through rehab. But I'm ready when he is. I'm always ready, so it don't matter if it's the first quarter or second quarter or if it's next year. I'm gonna be ready. I'm always ready to fight the best. I have a goal, I have a dream to be the undisputed welterweight champion of the world, and I'm not gonna let anybody stop me from that path. So, this is the fight that I've been wanting with Keith Thurman for the longest. So I mean. He's been making excuses, said that, I haven't proven myself. I ain't win a world title. Said he's gonna bust my bubble. So, I mean, I'm waiting to find out what he's gonna do.
I have a question for everybody. Okay, man. I look forward to the fight. I look forward to great competition, and Errol is that. He's great competition.
You know, my motto stayed the same. I got a I'm not afraid to let it go. If you can beat me, beat me. You know, because when I train and when I fight, I give it my best. And even if you start getting at me, it just makes me dig. You know, a lot of people don't understand what it's like to live the life of a fighter. But I'm that true warrior, you know.
When you see Keith Thurman in trouble, what do you see? You don't see Keith Thurman panic. You see Keith Thurman make calculated decisions. And I'm only gonna have to make a few to end this fight.
You mentioned the truth, and you said you'll be fighting 2 times this year. Will you desire Errol Spence at the top of 2020 as you desire Manny Pacquiao this year?
Not at the top. Everybody wants to rush things. You know what I mean? I still think there's just a little bit more time, even if at the later leg of 2020. You know, and that's not too soon. That's not too late. You know, it's a great time.
Summertime next year, you would like to fight Errol Spence?
I mean, anytime when negotiations happen, one contract at a time. This is not football, this is not basketball. There's nothing planned in the season. Y'all like to talk about the future. I'm trying to make.
That's why I've been at.
But the thing is, real talk, I've never seen a contract. People talk about ducking this, ducking that. To duck it, you gotta be presented with something and then decline it. That's an official, this guy's not trying to fight that guy. You know? So this never happened to me in my career. I accept all the challenges, especially if it's a great challenge. I also believe that Errol Spence has a little bit more popularity to grow in the sport of boxing. Just maybe not amongst you, not amongst
47,000 fans and 400,000 pay-per-view buys.
But that's with Mikey Garcia.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It does matter. It is bigger. It is bigger.
Make it happen.
But let's make sure it's bigger. Let's make sure.
And that is Keith one-time Thurman. We are at the upfronts at Cipriani in Manhattan. He has 2 belts on him. I'm going to give the respect to your forthcoming date before I ask you about other stuff. May 19th, Keith Thurman is coming back. Give me the scoop now. Who are you fighting, Keith Thurman?
To be announced, my man. But I'm very happy to be stepping back into the ring. It's been a long time off. The recovery and the injury was not what I wanted it to be. But like you said, I got 2 titles right here. We will be defending them on the 19th. We will be back in New York for the boxing fans that I believe love me the most. I believe this city loves me the most, and I respect that.
You know who's on the come up though? Errol Spence. We saw him Saturday night at Barclays Center. It was a dominant performance, and people are now. Are we going to see at the end of 2018?
You're not going to see it at 18, baby. This is a get back year. This is a get back year. You're not going to be able to see it. You know, I mean, I'm not going to step in once. There's a lot of competition. I believe Errol Spence is a great champion, but he can defend the title that he just acquired. He can defend that another time this year. I'm going to defend these this year. After that, I can expand because I just became the unified champion.
Errol Spence mentioned you on Twitter because a fan had asked him about you, and he posted an old clip where he said it was black and white. This guy doesn't want to fight me. It was old stuff. So if you get past Fendura, is that still on your to-do list, Errol Spence?
I don't know. We don't know if this man's gonna win a fight. You know, we don't know. We don't know what's up with that retina problem. I don't know if he can see punches coming. You know, but at the end of the day, man, that man, he just. Some people be stuck in the past, bro. Like, drop that stuff, EJ. Like, forget about it, EJ. You know what I'm saying? What do you want to do now, EJ? How you want to represent yourself now? What you gonna do to Keith Thurman now, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, stop playing, bro. Who did he fight? Who did he fight in his arena? And Ugas?
Yeah.
Bro, stop playing, bro. You wasn't supposed to fight Ugas. Who were you supposed to fight? Manny Pacquiao. You wasn't supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao. Who was you supposed to fight? Keith Thurman, bro. Keith Thurman was supposed to beat Manny Pacquiao. Then the biggest fight of your career would have been Keith Thurman, bro.
Y'all can't make this up, bro. Can't make this up. Y'all just seen it yourself. And trust me, that was not all of the clips. I just didn't have time to go through all my files of my interviews with Keith Thurman so you could really hear the hypocrisy. But whatever. Shout out to Jafari Caesar in the super chat with the 2-piece. Appreciate the support, bro. It says Thurman 2018 Not gonna happen, baby. Exactly. What's up, beautiful brown sugar Tay in the building? What's up, my brother Junior the Truth, Rod Neal? Let me see here. My brother I am Trill Will, Snacks B. Let me see here. Shout out to everybody in the building. All right, but anyway, so Keith Thurman, y'all get the likes up, y'all. We need over 200 likes in the building. Can we get over 200 likes in the building? If you're watching and you ain't hit the like button, you ain't helping me tweaking the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Make sure the like button is smashed. All right, but check it out. What's gonna happen tomorrow? First of all, before we get into the predictions, Keith Thurman is a liar. You know what I'm saying? I don't like calling people liars and stuff like that, especially people I used to rock with. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. He's a liar. You know, he ducked Errol Spence, he ducked Terrence Crawford. I was there and I was his fan. I supported him until he started ducking. Then I could no longer support it because he blatantly was ducking. I remember when Terrence Crawford wanted to fight him, and I remember in a press conference, a media roundtable, Keith Thurman was like, when the media asked him about Terrence Crawford moving up, Terrence Crawford was undisputed at 135. No, 140. Undisputed at 140, right? And with our help of the LDBC, since people want to call us Crawford haters all of a sudden, with our help, we called the IBF Daryl people. It was me. You understand? I started that campaign and told everybody to call the IBF and let's petition for Terrence Crawford to be able to fight Julius Ndongo to be undisputed. That was right here. I still got the videos on my channel to prove it. Other people then picked up on it and they did it themselves too. So shout out to all of them. But that was started right here, okay? Because the IBF was not trying to let Crawford fight Ndongo, but we got that done. Now, anyway, Crawford was going to go up to 147. Crawford said, this is before Crawford was even thinking about Errol Spence. Terrence Crawford said, I want Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman is considered the best welterweight. He's unified champion. He got 2 belts. I want Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman said in front of the whole world, what's Terrence Crawford done? That boy ain't done nothing. Man, that boy ain't nobody. That boy ain't this and he ain't that. He's a little guy. He's a little guy. That little guy, man, woo-woo. So he dismissed an undisputed 140-pound champion like he was nothing. But he didn't do that to Danny Garcia. See, this is what you call cherry picking and picking and choosing. See what I'm saying? Right? Cherry picking and choosing, playing shenanigans and BS games is what Keith Thurman was doing at the time. So now, he ducked Terrence Crawford. Then, after Crawford blew up and became welterweight king, and Terrence Crawford had fell off and couldn't get no fight and needed money and was wearing the same shirt at the casino for 3 days straight. You know what I'm saying? People were like, man, bro, what's up with your boy? I'm like, what's up? People calling me. What's up with your boy? I'm like, who? Well, who are you talking about? Keith Thurman. I'm like, what happened with Keith? Man, this dude been down here at the blackjack table, man. He got the same clothes on. I'm like, man, leave that dude alone, man. I don't know what's up with him, right? I'm thinking they lying. Then Adrian Braun to do a video or an interview like a couple days later talking about Keith Thurman out here bad. Keith Thurman been wearing the same clothes all week. I'm like, yo, Keith Thurman is out here wilding. HC Boxing, what's that? He said no notification. Hey, man, you know how it be. It's YouTube politics. That's why I keep telling y'all hit the like button. If y'all hit the like button, you can tweak that. Get your brother back into the algorithm. You can't take that kind of stuff for granted. See what I'm saying? Don't be telling me you didn't get no notifications and man, you should have been had 100,000 subs, boo boo. But then you be like, oh man, I forgot to hit the like button. You can't have, you know what I'm saying? You can't have both of them. What's up, Freedom's March? So Keith Thurman, he said, what belt was that he holding? Keith Thurman is holding the PBC belt. All right. Now let's talk about this PBC belt. Now y'all know for a long time now, when the PBC first started, people was talking about the PBC belt. And the PBC Al Heyman then gonna try to start their own belt. They're gonna try to have a monopoly on boxing. They're gonna try to do this and that. And even though the PBC when they first came was giving us all these fights on TV, they had all these network deals. We was getting good fights. Not on non-pay-per-view. We was getting them on CBS, on Fox, on Spike TV, and all kind of places. We was getting on Showtime. We were getting all these good fights, right? And then all of a sudden, you had all these racist boxing fans and jigs, and racist boxing media and jigs, coming out saying stuff like attacking the PBC. That's because they thought, like we thought at the time, the PBC was a black thing on some black stuff, right? That's what we all thought. Al Heyman, the black man, and, you know what I'm saying? He got Floyd with him, you know what I'm saying? He got the Watsons, man. This is a black thing, man. And we had a sense of pride, we was all thinking it was something else. But it wasn't that. It was never that, you know what I'm saying? Found out it was never that. It just looked like that. That's in our mind. That's what we created, but it was never that, okay? So all these people, Oscar De La Hoya from Golden Boy, Top Rank, everybody was saying, they even got together to sue Al Heyman, saying that Al Heyman was trying to have a monopoly, and he was going around the Ali Act. He was doing. Everybody rose up against Al Heyman, and the thought of this black dude fiddle-faddling with the Ali Act and creating his own belt. Everybody was mad. Fast forward, Al Heyman is no longer powerful, and guess who is? Dana White, man. Dana White, man, has come into boxing, and he's done all the stuff that Al Heyman, y'all thought Al Heyman was trying to do. He got the Zuffa belt. He didn't reform the Ali Act. And where is the boxing media complaining? Can anybody tell me where is all of these? Where's Fight Hype and Fight Hub and all these boxing websites and stuff? And where they at? Remember East Bay Boxing? Was it East Bay Boxing? East Side Boxing, not East Bay. East Side Boxing and all them guys. What happened to all of these boxing journalists? Where are they? Boxing scene. Where are the articles in the complete Yahoo Sports, Kevin Iole breakdowns of Dana White and what this means to boxing fans and the fighters to be reforming the Ali Act? Where is the journalism? It doesn't exist because we're talking about Dana White, man. But if it's a black face on anything, all of these, your favorite YouTube channels, your favorite content creators, your favorite boxing media news outlets, all of them take issue and get views and clicks and likes off of defamation, defaming some black person. And telling you, oh, better watch out. Al Heyman, remember them secret Golden Boy emails, right? Where they called Al Heyman the black guy from Germany over there in World War II, right? They sent all kind of stuff about him because they thought he was on that. So the PBC then came out and they got this PBC belt, but this is not a real belt. This is more so a trophy. It's a belt that they gave to Keith Thurman to come to honor him for staying loyal to the PBC for all these years. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's a trophy, a nice thing he can hang on his wall or his trophy case at the crib. And also they gave one to Robert Guerrero. And you know, Robert Guerrero, they say his son fighting on the undercard tomorrow. I didn't even know Robert Guerrero son was boxing. And shout out to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather financed Robert Guerrero's son's college career and boxing career. Remember, Robert Guerrero told y'all this. He said, with the money I'm gonna get from Floyd, I'm gonna take care of my son and send him to college and this and that. Yeah, Floyd made a lot of them guys filthy rich. You know what I'm saying? But act like he couldn't give brothers no opportunity, because he always got something slick to say about some brothers. But Floyd had paid for the whole Guerrero family legacy. He got Marcos Maidana running around here living like Alejandro Sosa. You know what I'm saying? Floyd made everybody filthy, buku rich, but now he needs some money. Ain't that about something? Shout out to Jafari Caesar in the super chat, the 2-piece. Appreciate the love. He says Thurman is the male Layla Ali. Excuse. The male Layla Ali, diabolical. Freedom's March, what it do? Brown Sugar say Ronda completely embarrassed the UFC. Roger 691, what's happening with it? Y'all get the lights all the way up. So anyway, so yeah, Keith Thurman, the PBC gave Keith Thurman like some trophy like belt. It don't really mean nothing. But I want y'all. I'm saying this. I want y'all to hear me good. All you guys out there, this is a sidebar. All you guys out there, that's this Devin Haney haters and all this type of stuff, and y'all still thinking this is 2017, 2018, and y'all on this PBC hype train, and PBC, and you trying to turn this into like some black thing. Please stop it, bro, because like it's disingenuous, and it's PBC has never been a black thing ever. We thought it was going to be that, but I learned very quickly that's not what it was. Okay, everybody that runs something over there in the PBC is not black. Everybody, okay, and even when you talk to the people behind the scenes and try to get some understanding, trust me, it's not. I've been knowing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I've been knowing this. Al Heyman is not who we wanted him to be. He's just not. He's a black man. He did what he had to do, and we proud of him and his accomplishments. But Al Heyman is a businessman first, and he's black second. That's just facts. And I know what I've seen, and I know what I've heard from people who have worked with him. He's a businessman first, a good dude, and black second. So y'all can just put all that to the side, okay? Al Heyman is no longer running the PBC. Did he pass it to the Watsons? Did he say, hey, Sam, go ahead, you run this for me? Why? Because I'm not feeling too good. Did he say, hey, Floyd, I need you to run this for me because I ain't feeling too good? Did he? No. Who's standing up there next to Keith Thurman? Who's that guy? Oh, y'all don't want to talk about that. The Cubas and Tom Brown and all these guys. All right, I'm just saying. The homie Jay Good said the PBC showed you what type of time they were on with Juneteenth, Charlo. Facts. Facts, bro. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? The PBC, bro. But we can't tell these dudes nothing, though, man. Because when I try to tell it, you know what I'm saying, they just, oh, man, all y'all do is disrespect the PBC, man. The black man, the black man, the black man. Like, bro, shut up, dude. When we was on that, with the PBC, y'all wasn't even riding with it. You know what I'm saying? Some of you dudes were still in school or whatever y'all was doing. You know what I'm saying? We've been found the truth out. The PBC ain't never been there. And I tried to tell y'all this, years ago, when brothers who was going to the fights, media members, because, I don't go to the fights under credentials. But, you know what I'm saying? I've done it a couple times, but that's not what I do, right? But a couple of brothers was telling me, like, man, they PBC be doing brothers foul up in there, man. Be yelling at people, telling people where to stand, and then they treat the other man better than they treat the brother, man. I kept hearing this from black media members. I'm like, man. So when I mentioned in the video, all of a sudden, all the people, oh no, man, oh man, you gotta stick with the PBC, man. No, man, they did all this little fake stuff. I said, all right, cool. Y'all ain't ready to receive the information. Okay, I fall back and let y'all believe what y'all want to believe. And then all of a sudden, 2 years later, now everybody hate the PBC. Oh, the PBC. Oh, the PBC. Man, shut up, bro. I've been told y'all this. Y'all didn't want to hear me. Shout out to my brother, Nada86, in that super chat with the 10-piece. Thank you, good brother. Appreciate the support. So salute, general, salute to the mighty LDBC. Yes, sir, family. Jay Good said, no way they can have an all-black card on Cinco de Mayo. No way. Of course not. And the PBC had hella 5 black fighters. So why on Juneteenth would you put all these Latinos on a Juneteenth card? It goes to show you, bro, what, you know what I'm saying, what these dudes is about. They don't care. It's there about money. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all before, Al Heyman, I don't care what nobody say. And this is why Don King, to me, was better. Yeah, Don King, he had his ways about him. He had things that was wrong with him too. But listen, there's no way in hell that Don King is going to have somebody like a Deontay Wilder and then have another champion. So Deontay Wilder got the WBC. And then imagine Don King got another champion, Black American, with the IBF and Charles Martin. And Don King sells the belt from Charles Martin to Eddie Hearn, the devil. Don King would have never let that happen. But that's what Al Heyman did, because Al Heyman trying to build relationships. Al Heyman got finessed by Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn pretended like, he's on Showtime, and I'm gonna work with the PBC. I'm gonna help them get into the UK market. They're gonna help me get into the American market. And he got that belt, and he got the belt with Kell Brook from and Al Heyman, sacrificed Sean Porter too. Sean Porter didn't even have no rematch clause. So he gave both IBF belts to Eddie Hearn. It's all business. Sean Porter had to give up his IBF belt, no rematch clause. All right, he's the champion, but no rematch clause. And AJ gave up his belt. Charles Martin gave up his belt, the IBF belt. Eddie Hearn took those titles and ran. And then he said, okay, this is what I'm going to do for you. Since y'all gave me the IBF belts, I'm going to feed you some number one contenders. I'm going to feed you your guys. You know what I'm saying? I got a bunch of guys over here. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of Liams and Callums. I'm going to feed these guys to your guys. And that's what happened. But it happened right before everybody's eyes. Nobody paid attention. What's up, Carolina Slim? Ain't no way. But yeah, Eddie Hearn finessed me. He took that money and he took them belts and dipped. Went over to Sky Sports. Then he played Sky Sports and ran over to the Zone. And each place he went, he lied to everybody, talking about he promised every network the Wilder versus Joshua fight. He promised it to Showtime when he was there. He promised it to Sky Sports. He promised it to the Zone. Right? He even tried to promise it to Turkey. Still ain't got Wilder versus Joshua after all these years. But then goofies would tell me, oh man, you got revisionist history. Wilder turned down $100 million to fight AJ. That's a lie. Goofball. I was here the whole time actually doing interviews and covering fights. You were somewhere listening, half smoking weed, eating edibles, eating Cheetos. You wasn't really paying attention the way I was. If the Zone offered Wilder $100 million to fight AJ, then why would the Zone's the owner of the Zone come out and apologize to Deontay Wilder for not having all the information for him? He did not get $100 million offer to fight AJ. He was offered a 3-fight deal for $100 million. A 3-fight deal. His fight with so what would have to happen was Wilder would have to betray Al Heyman. He would have to cross Al Heyman, okay? And then he would have to fight his mandatory Dominic Brazil over there, okay? On the Zone, okay? And then AJ was going to fight Andy Ruiz, right? And we saw what happened with that, right? Because AJ was supposed to fight Big Baby, and Big Baby got popped with the dirty stuff, and then he fought Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz beat him up badly, and AJ never gave that man a trilogy. He ran from him in the second fight and never gave him a trilogy. To this day, never gave the man a trilogy. Supreme Beast Boxing Talk, Calais Red, what to do? So anyway, but let's talk about the fight tomorrow, man. Keith Thurman versus Sebastian Fundora. It's a tall task for Keith Thurman, literally. Sebastian Fundora is a towering inferno. He's like 6'7". I think Sebastian Fundora is like the same height as Deontay Wilder, if I'm not mistaken. So, at 6'7" and be fighting at 154 pounds, it don't mean he has a lot. First of all, he has a lot of advantages over Keith. He has longer range. He could really control the fight with his jab. You know what I'm saying? Keeping Keith Thurman at bay with his jab, and then, keeping Keith from coming in and just encircling Keith. That's all he had to do really to win the fight, but that's not how Sebastian Fundora fights. Sebastian Fundora likes to mix it up, and he likes to brawl and bang, and that leaves him susceptible to get hit with hooks on the inside, all right? I personally believe Keith Thurman is going to crack Sebastian Fundora and drop him, okay? I do. I'm picking Keith Thurman to win this fight by stoppage. I'm totally aware that Keith Thurman ain't done nothing for me to be picking him to win by stoppage. I understand. I'm just not sold on Sebastian Fundora's chin just yet. He got to show me. You know what I'm saying? He beat Keith Thurman. He beat him badly. Then maybe I'll be sold on Sebastian Fundora's chin. You know what I'm saying? But I think Keith Thurman is gonna stop him. I think so. I think this fight right here people gonna say Keith Thurman's back, even though it don't really mean he back, but they're gonna say Keith Thurman back when he stops Sebastian Fundora. That's what I think. And I think that if he does, it's gonna be a lot of pressure at that moment on the winner of Errol Spence. And ain't Errol Spence from the fight the boy Tim Tszyu? Or I be forgetting, bro. I be forgetting. I'm getting old. Is Errol Spence from the fight Tim Tszyu or not? Like, what's going to happen with Errol this summer? Y'all let me know in the chat. I forgot if it was real or not. It'd be so much fake information coming out about EJ. I'd be forgetting if it's real or fake. But regardless, it's going to be a lot of pressure for Errol to fight. He said, oh, no, he's not? Okay. Drinking water said Keith about to get his behind beat on a Fendura by late stoppage. 9-1-1. It's a 9-11. 9-8. Hey man, you might be right, Drink. You might absolutely be correct about this whole situation with Keith. You know what I'm saying? But to make it plain, I think Keith Thurman has a high ring IQ. It's a matter of will his body hold up. What's up, my brother Drew Titan LLC in the building? What it do, Drew? I'm gonna try to set up my my Rumble account this weekend, man. I'm gonna try to set all that stuff up this weekend, and I might have to call y'all, you and Stormy, and try to see if anything I'm missing. Walk me through that. How to get that cracker lacking. Said 78, did you see the video resurface of Diddy picking up Tank like a little boy, but Dev getting hate for standing next to him in the pool? Bro, I don't care nothing about Diddy, bro. I'm so sick of seeing Diddy videos. I don't care if I don't care if a video surface of Diddy kissing Tank Davis in the mouth. You ain't gonna see no videos from me about it. And I'm gonna tell you why. You wanna know why? I'm gonna tell you exactly why I wouldn't care if Tank was having absolute relations with Diddy. This is why I don't care. Right there. Ryan Garcia is out here in the open, having full-fledged relations with Gorlock the Gooch, and don't nobody care. We still talking about Diddy. Diddy in jail. He in prison. And we still talking about Diddy and Tank, Diddy and Devin. Ryan Garcia is walking around here with Gorlock the Gooch. And if everybody else gonna protect theirs, I'm gonna protect mine too. I don't care what nobody says. Some ninja came in my video talking about, oh man, so now we're defending people. Yes, over here, that's what's gonna happen. Yeah, absolutely. If everybody else got enough sense not to bash their own constantly and put these things, I'm going, yeah, okay. I'm going to do the same thing. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can act like y'all standing on some principles and justice and Jesus and the Lord, and shut the hell up talking to me. As long as Ryan is running around here with Gorlock the Gooch and ain't nobody talking about it, and it's okay with y'all, then leave Tank Davis alone. I'm telling you that right now. And I'm telling you, right, y'all really pissing me off with this. I'm telling you, bro. The fact that ain't nobody talking about this Go Like the Gooch stuff is really getting on my nerve, dog. Because I know what would happen if this was a black dude. I know what would happen. Every black YouTube channel who don't even talk boxing would be on here. Yo, y'all ain't gonna believe this, man. This is how they start their videos off. Yo, YouTube, welcome back. I'm back with another banger. Yo, y'all ain't gonna believe this, man. So it's this Gorlock the Destroyer. Guess she was spotted with the rapper Future. Yo, what's Future doing with Gorlock? That's what they be doing. But when they see Ryan, oh man, Ryan cool, man. I like Ryan, man. Leave Ryan alone, man. Why everybody messing with Ryan? Yes, I don't care. Right, Neat. Yeah, Ryan married. So we know what be going on now up in that household. Yeah, Ryan like chestnuts resting on his chest. Neat say he gonna say Sebastian Fundora from the whoop on Keith. He might. I'm just riding Keith. You know what I'm saying? I'm just riding with Keith. You know what I'm saying? This might be the end of Keith. We don't know. We're gonna find out though. John Hancock says it stinks in that house. Diabolical. We're gonna see what happened with old Sebastian. If Sebastian Fundora beat up Keith Thurman badly, Keith got retired. Because look, it can go either way. I'm just hoping Keith lands some lucky and knock out the Tower Inferno. Freedom's March in that super chat with that 5-piece. Appreciate the love, fam. He says straight inconsistent, congenitive, dissonance, suffering suckers out here. That's what they are. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, bro. That's why I gotta keep this video. I keep this picture up here of Go Like the Gooch and Ryan. Because I already know. Give it some time, bro. One of these black content creators, it's gonna be something else that pop up where they're gonna start calling somebody zesty. Watch. And y'all gonna be able to go over there and say, hey man, you didn't make no videos about Ryan Garcia and Go Like the Gooch. And you know what they're gonna say? Oh, I didn't even know that was real. That was for real? Oh, I didn't know Goodluck was even a man. Oh, for real? Oh, I didn't know. Shut up, bro. I'm so sick of you dudes. Y'all never know. Never know nothing when it comes to somebody else. But when it comes to black folks, you don't need to know. All you need is the rumor. When it comes to black folks, all you need is the rumor. Yeah, man, I heard 78, can you do a video about this Will Smith stuff? What Will Smith stuff? Y'all heard Will Smith had got caught in the room with Tisha Campbell, her husband. I heard, man, I'm not talking about that mess, bro. I'm not. It's this cap. It's all baloney to me. I'm not putting that jacket on no black folks, bro. Unless you catch him doing something yourself, unless you got the video proof, I'm not giving y'all nothing. I ain't giving you Dolomite. I ain't giving you Luther, big or little. I ain't giving you Freddie Jackson. I ain't giving you none of them. Ain't no evidence. Just a bunch of nigga gossip. You know what they say. You know what they said, right? You always talking about what somebody just said. But what they saying about Ryan Garcia? Nothing. He's so handsome. He's a good looking kid. I like Ryan. He all right with me. But everybody black, y'all, you know what they said. Who is they? Jafari Caesar in the super chat with that 2-piece. Appreciate the love, family. Says 78. Ryan is training in Mortal Kombat with Goro. Yeah, he doing something. He bobbing for apples or something. Escalero Gustavo said he got Fendura by stoppage. All right, so I think I'm the only person in the history of the world that's picking Thurman. Let's do it this way. If you are picking Fundora to win, press 1. If you're picking Thurman, press 2. If you don't know, press 3. 1 for Fundora, 2 for Thurman, 3 for you don't know. Let me see what we got going on here. 1 for Fundora, 2 for Thurman, 3 for I don't know. Okay. Drink my water, asshole. He's gonna put like 18 ones. Okay, so we got about 5. It's about 5, 6 of us in here that's picking Keith Thurman for the upset, man. Everybody else with common sense is picking Fundora. But I ain't got no good sense. I'm riding. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna ride. I'm riding with Keith, and we're gonna see what happened here, man. I might put some money on. You think I should put some money on? You think I should just chill out? I'm gonna be mad if I don't put no money on this and he win. I'm trying to think first. I ain't gonna put no money on it. Nah, I'm just gonna take the L on this. I ain't putting no money because if I lose some money and he lose the fight, then I'm gonna be real mad. I'm gonna be around here swinging in the house like Trey. Yeah, I ain't gonna put no money on it. I'm just gonna watch the fight, and see what happens. Yeah, but Keith out here lying on Errol and Crawford though, acting like he trying to fool the youngsters into thinking that they ducked. Them guys were ducking and avoid him. Can't make this stuff up. So y'all think he's gonna get done like Lumen? Keith Thurman better not get knocked out though. Now, if he quit or if he get outpointed or something, that's one thing. But if Keith get pressured and get knocked out, bro, Lord have mercy. What a horrible end for Keith. Nick said Keith gonna be out before the 7th. He said Keith he said he gotta knock him out before the 7th. Boxer fan times 4 in that super chat with the 5-piece. Appreciate the love, fam. Says I got Keith winning, but I could see a scenario where Keith calls it quits on the stool over an injury if Keith, oh my goodness. If Keith Thurman quit on the stool, talking about he hurt his hand or any type of injury, bro, I never want to see Keith Thurman again. Him and Mario Barrios need to open up a baking shop or something, man. You know what I'm saying? Sell muffins and cupcakes and whatnot. What's up with the corner girl? Now let me play this again for y'all who just got up in here. Let me play this for y'all. Keith Thurman, the history of Keith Thurman's fibs.
Sitting right up here, and you're fighting a guy that's had the lightweight title, and while we respect what Mikey's doing, don't you feel like an obligation to have maybe give a chance to one of the great welterweights that's out there?
Well, I mean, that's the fight that's been offered to me. I think that's the big fight in Dallas. And with Sean Porter, I thought that fight was going to happen. It somehow fell out. And with Keith Thurman, he's going to stay injured as long as I keep winning. So, I mean, I don't think me and him ever going to fight. He mess around, retire, I get that WC belt.
Well, Sean and Keith, what's your reaction to it? I mean, I know you respect Mikey and for what he's trying to accomplish, but what does it mean to you to see the best welterweight in the world instead of fighting one of the 2 other welterweights fighting Mikey?
Well, first off, each one of these fights is a great fight for Errol Spence. okay? So, and outside of that, I don't know what happened with negotiation with Sean, but obviously when I'm healthy and I'm ready, from beginning, when I stepped on the scene, I said I wanted this belt. I said I wanted that belt. I told you guys I want to grab all the belts, you know? So I'm still on a mission, but my health comes first. In boxing, there are times where what you want today, you're not going to get today, but you can still look forward to tomorrow. Luckily today, I think this is a tremendous fight that's going to happen. I think this is a big opportunity for all of us in working with Fox, and I truly look forward to that up-and-coming fight. I look forward to getting back into the ring, establishing myself as the #1 welterweight champion in the world, getting this belt back, and then negotiating for that big fight with Errol Spence, the one he thinks he'll never get. I'm not Floyd Mayweather, son.
And Sean, if you want to respond.
He has what it takes to take this title away from me, then God bless that man. You know, whoever that man may be. And I know a lot of people think that it's Errol Spence. He calls himself the truth. But if you were raised like I was raised in a biblical household, you know that there's a lot of false prophets.
Chill out. We ain't doing all that. We're not doing all that.
What do you think when he says that about you?
There's a lot of false prophets, baby.
If I'm false prophet, you gotta prove it. You gotta prove I'm false prophet.
Hey, I'm a truth seeker, baby. I seek out the truth.
You don't you got suit, man. As soon as I won that title, you got injured. You got injured. As soon as I won the title,
look,
you got injured.
Like I don't want more money in my bank account. Like I don't want more money in my bank account.
That WC belt, you gonna retire.
You ain't gonna get it.
How am I gonna get it?
You ain't gonna
You gonna get injured again. You gonna get injured again.
Right now, sitting, you know, in such close proximity with Keith, you know, in front of us, knowing that this fight could be the fight that he was saying, you know, potentially a Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hearns type of fight, you know, in this era. And you, Keith, could you answer the question also?
I mean, my thoughts been what it's been since I was 15-0 when I said, you know, I'll fight Keith Thurman, anybody in the top 5. I mean, like he said, he gotta wait and get ready, and you know, gotta go through rehab. But I'm ready when he is. And I'm always ready, so it don't matter if it's the first quarter or second quarter or if it's next year. You know, I'm gonna be ready. I'm always ready to fight the best. You know, I have a goal, I have a dream to be the undisputed welterweight champion of the world, and I'm not gonna let anybody stop me from that path. So, you know, this is the fight that I've been wanting with Keith Thurman for the longest. So I mean, you know, he's been making excuses, said that, you know, I haven't proven myself. I ain't win a world title. Said he's gonna bust my bubble. So I mean, I'm waiting to find out what he's gonna do.
I have a question for everybody.
Okay, man. You know, I look forward to the fight. I look forward to great competition, you know, and Errol is that. He's great competition. You know, my motto stayed the same. I got an O, I'm not afraid to let it go. If you can beat me, you know. Because when I train and when I fight, I give it my best. And even if you start getting at me, it just makes me dig. You know, a lot of people don't understand what it's like to live the life of a fighter. But I'm that true warrior, you know.
When you see Keith Thurman in trouble, what do you see? You don't see Keith Thurman panic. You see Keith Thurman make calculated decisions. And I'm only going to have to make a few to end this fight.
You mentioned the truth, and you said you'll be fighting 2 times this year. Will you desire Errol Spence at the top of 2020 as you desire Manny Pacquiao this year?
Not at the top. Everybody wants to rush things. You know what I mean? I still think there's just a little bit more time, even if it's at the later leg of 2020. You know, and that's not too soon. That's not too late. You know, it's a great time.
Summertime next year, you would like to fight Errol Spence?
I mean, anytime when negotiations happen, one contract at a time. This is not football, this is not basketball. There's nothing planned in the season. Y'all like to talk about the future. I'm trying to make.
That's why I've been at.
But the thing is, real talk, I've never seen a contract. People talk about ducking this, ducking that. To duck it, you gotta be presented with something and then decline it. That's an official, this guy's not trying to fight that guy. You know? So this never happened to me in my career. I accept all the challenges, especially if it's a great challenge. I also believe that Errol Spence has a little bit more popularity to grow in the sport of boxing. Just maybe not amongst you, not amongst
47,000 fans and 400,000 pay-per-view buys.
But that's with Mikey Garcia.
Doesn't matter. You
it doesn't matter. It does matter. It is bigger. It is bigger.
Make it happen.
But let's make sure it's bigger. Let's make sure.
And that is Keith one-time Thurman. We are at the upfronts at Cipriani in Manhattan. He has 2 belts on him. I'm going to give the respect to your forthcoming date before I ask you about other stuff. May 19th, Keith Thurman is coming back. Give me the scoop now. Who are you fighting, Keith Thurman?
To be announced, my man. But I'm very happy to be stepping back into the ring. It's been a long time off. The recovery and the injury was not what I wanted it to be. But like you said, I got 2 titles right here. We will be defending them on the 19th. We will be back in New York for the boxing fans that I believe love me the most. I believe this city loves me the most, and I respect that.
You know who's on the come up though? Errol Spence. We saw him Saturday night at Barclays Center. It was a dominant performance, and people are now. Are we going to see it at the end of 2018?
You're not going to see it at 18, baby. This is a get back year. This is a get back year. You're not going to be able to see it. You know, I mean, I'm not going to step in once. There's a lot of competition. I believe Errol Spence is a great champion, but he can defend the title that he just acquired. He can defend that another time this year. I'm going to defend these this year. After that, I can expand because I just became the unified champion.
Errol Spence mentioned you on Twitter because a fan had asked him about you, and he posted an old clip where he said it was black and white. This guy doesn't want to fight me. It was old stuff. So if you get past Fendura, is that still on your to-do list, Errol Spence?
I don't know. We don't know if this man's gonna win a fight. You know, we don't know. We don't know what's up with that retina problem. I don't know if he can see punches coming. You know, but at the end of the day, man, that man, he just. Some people be stuck in the past, bro. Like, drop that stuff, EJ. Like, forget about it, EJ. You know what I'm saying? What do you want to do now, EJ? How you want to represent yourself now? What you gonna do to Keith Thurman now, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, stop playing, bro. Who did he fight? Who did he fight in his arena? And Ugas?
Yeah.
Bro, stop playing, bro. You wasn't supposed to fight Ugas. Who are you supposed to fight? Manny Pacquiao. You wasn't supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao. Who was you supposed to fight? Keith Thurman, bro. Keith Thurman was supposed to beat Manny Pacquiao. Then the biggest fight of your career would have been Keith Thurman, bro.
Well, that's your boy. Shout out to Felix Nunez in the super chat. Appreciate the love. He says, you were the one that made me a Keith fan back in the day. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, y'all remember Mr. Mont. What's up, OG Mr. Mont? Now, y'all remember Keith Thurman when he kept going on these long hiatuses and spiritual journeys, went over to the Himalayas and found him a wife and everything, man, brought the woman back. This woman, she was over there somewhere, you know what I'm saying? Keith Thurman come back playing the flute, meditating, and all kind of diabolical stuff. It ain't box nobody. Javari Caesar in the super chat with that 2-piece. Appreciate the love. It says Layla Thurman has an offer, or has an Officer Murphy edge up. Wow. Let's see, we got the edge up. Yeah, I found the knife. Please, can I have the knife? Anthony Bowen said, my dear brother Nipsey. But regardless of the fact, I want Keith to beat Fundora. And if he don't beat Fundora and Fundora beats Keith Thurman, it's a great win for Fundora, great name to have on his resume. But that moment, Fundora, I'm telling you, man, listen, y'all, Fundora finna be a problem if he beat Keith Thurman. If Fundora beat Keith Thurman, he finna be a monstrous problem. You understand? He finna be a towering problem. Okay? For a whole lot of people. So y'all going, hey, man, I don't know. Which fight would y'all rather see? Would y'all rather see Keith Thurman and EJ fight and EJ's return bout? But would y'all rather see EJ fight Sebastian Fundora? That's up to y'all. That's if EJ even come back, man. You know what I'm saying? If he decided to come back, because there'd be so much misinformation. Ain't nobody really interviewed Errol, and he ain't really said he coming back. So I don't know what's gonna happen with that anyway. Hey, Resilient Dad, what it do? What's up, D-Man Jr.? Y'all get the lights all we up. Anyway, man, I've been on here for an hour cooking, man. So I got some stuff to take care of, ripping and running real quick. But thank y'all for joining me. Y'all be safe. Enjoy y'all weekend, man. Smash that like button on the way out. Please share the video. Make sure you subscribe. And check out the No 304 Show, my other YouTube page. We'll be live tonight over there cooking on some good topics fresh off the press. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Patreon. Patreon.com/78 Sports TV. That's Patreon.com/78 Sports TV. Come on over there and get some of that good game. Holla at y'all in a minute, man. We up out of here, though. Deuces.